Hey guys, welcome at the roof of Pro Kite Alby Rondina Villa. I am here with Mr. Alberto Rondina.
Ciao.
And today we're going to talk about how to jump higher.
I mean, that's why most people start the kite, yeah? To jump high.
To the moon and back.
To fly.
Dip the head in the clouds. Tip number one, gear selection. What do you select if you want to score on the leaderboards?
You want to be pretty overpowered, yeah? So you're normally going to go quite big on as far as kite size, and as far as kite shape, normally, some kite with a higher aspect ratio, they have more lift and they're more, they're easier to jump with. And the bar, yeah, you kind of want to have like a slightly bigger bar because you have more leverage, so the kite in general is going to be faster. And
wake stall bar, 20 centimeters.
Doesn't really fit with the jumping high technique, yeah.
What do you do with the board? Any board works?
Yeah, so normally you want to go on a rather small board, and especially like quite a narrow board. It's easier to get speed or to keep the speed. You want to have in general like slightly bigger fins to have more grip, because it's all about keeping the grip at high speed. If you have some channels, so just a very grippy and fast board.
Point number two, conditions. What do I look for?
You definitely want to go out when it's windy, yeah? I mean, in general, you're not going to jump super high when it's 12 knots, yeah? So you kind of want to have stronger wind conditions to really aim high. As far as water conditions, I mean, of course, if you are in a spot which have some waves, if you find a ramp, that's the easiest or the best option that you can have, you know. If you don't have that, you know, finding the right takeoff spot, it's pretty much half of the job, you know, because when you're gonna take off, then, you know, you're gonna be up in the air, everything else is easy.
So spend some time on the lookout, find a nice spot, and then work on this spot.
Totally agree.
So now when we were talking about the spot, we're coming to tip number three, and this is speed. It's something related, you know. And I think most of the people don't realize that most of your height you actually get from the speed, because people are focusing on sending the kite high and they forget that speed is the key, right?
Absolutely, you know, that's like the number one thing that you want to do before thinking about the jump, you know, because at the end, the faster you go and the higher you're gonna go as well.
Then the second most important thing on the takeoff is the pop, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is one thing that I also see not many people focus on. Once they maybe have the speed, then they just focus on sending the kite, and they kind of forget, you know, about the takeoff. But on the takeoff, you actually have to pop properly, because this is the extra bit. And I mean, it's kind of like the second part of the takeoff. You want to have the speed, you want to find the right takeoff spot, but then you have to pop and edge properly.
Because if you just send the kite up without the pop, you're actually going to use like 50% of your lift just to get you from the water. And if you actually like edge and pop hard, you know, then
you're gonna get these extra meters that unless you're gonna leave on the water.
You're gonna get it in, you know, latitude.
Latitude, yes.
So about the pop, I noticed when I was filming you that you're not only edging into the wind, but you're also like actively jumping from the water, right?
For sure, for sure. I mean, if you want to go the highest, you know, you have to give it your all, yeah. So you want to go fast. You're gonna find the right takeoff spot, and then you want to edge into the wind. And doing that, you know, you're sending your front leg to the wind, and with the back leg, I'm pushing like full on, you know.
And I tried it the other day, even without super strong wind, and it really works, you know. Like you can really go like extra higher because you basically jump off. And I never did that, so I mean, I already learned something. So I'm happy I'm doing this video.
Good day coming down to Sicily, see?
Yeah. And the next thing is like, what do you do with the bar? I see many people just with the bar pulled in, you know.
Yeah. This is also, you know, part of the experience, I think, and the technique that you get, you know, with practicing the jumps. But you definitely don't want to keep pulling the bar, you know, during the time when you send the kite back. You kind of want to send it, you know, and then just after the takeoff, you want to pull the bar down for this extra boost at the right time, you know.
If you have the bar released, you can edge higher, go more from.
Exactly.
Go more far from the kite.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of want to, you know, have the bar as far away as much you can edge, you know. You have to be in that balance.
Once you get a few centimeters up,
then it's all about pulling down. Absolutely, full power.
Next point is what we do with the kite in the air. So I'm jumping up, then what?
The general kind of technique, you wanna bring back the kite at 12 o'clock normally, and then again, like depending on how you're gonna go, you can either loop in all the way down, you can move it, you know, again back and then front.
But can I get higher if I move the kite, or is more about like staying longer in air.
Yeah, no, it's more about staying longer. Yeah, I mean the highest point it's always at kind of at the beginning. Yeah, with the first kind of sending the kite and then bringing up back to 12. This is the highest spot, and then the rest it's all about landing smooth and staying longer in the air.
The last point is, what do I do at the landing with the kite?
So I mean this is a question that I get very often, from people that struggle with the looping.
If I go really high, then I'm coming in hot, right?
Exactly. I mean, if you go higher, then you cannot just keep the kite at 12 because there's a really good chance that you're gonna come down fast and not very nice. Yeah, or the kite may just go on top of your head.
Mayday landing.
Mayday, like head first. So actually, when you go higher, you don't wanna have the kite going on top of your head. So when he's about to do that, you want to pull hard on either side of the bar so that the kite is going to do this kind of loop right on top of you. And it's not going to pull you forward, it's not going to be anything close to a kite loop as people imagine. It's just going to be an easier way and softer way to come down.
Okay, so that's it. Any other tips, or this is all I need just to score on the woolly leaderboard?
It's a mix of all these things. At the end, the jumping is such an easy thing, but it's also complex with all these things together. So you have to think, one by one, putting them together, and you will see that you're gonna boost to the moon.
Okay, guys, I hope you learned something. Let us know if something was useful for you, and if we missed something and you have other tips for people, write them down, and
we'll be happy to answer you and to welcome you here in Sicily. Ciao.
Ciao.